let me set this up real quick. So this morning I get a couple of emails. Actually, got some last night, but I was sleeping. And there's this article that came out in a little local paper in Katy. It's a paper called Covering Katy. And I'll be honest, because I live in Cinco Ranch in the Katy area, and this little newspaper gets people upset a lot. Not I actually like it because they usually are sticking their fingers in the eyes of people that need to have their eyes with fingers in them. So I kind of like the little paper. I don't pay that much attention to it. But I was sent an article that suggested that the former owner of Tactical Firearms, Jeremy Allseed, had been arrested by the feds at gunpoint. And I went, holy crap! I had not heard anything about that. So Jeremy happens to be a very good buddy of mine. And man, are you in or out of jail at this point?
I'm a free man.
How long were you in jail?
All day. I got out about 11 o'clock last night.
You should have reached out to me, although I was asleep. I'm not sure there was anything I could do. What?
They wouldn't let me make a phone call to my attorney. I had no rights. They said I was held in contempt of court, and because of that, I basically had no rights. I was just waiting to hear from the judge.
We got a big audience in Dallas-Fort Worth these days, Jeremy. And for those that are listening, I just kind of want to let me just kind of start at the beginning here. Anyone in the Houston area, and frankly, if you've been paying attention at all, you know about Tactical Firearms. You know about Jeremy. You know about his Second Amendment fight with Piers Morgan, who we had on this show. I broadcast my show from your place. You're a guy that has been a staunch supporter of Second Amendment rights, probably the largest gun store in Houston. I don't know if that's still the case. Certainly it was. You got a sign out front of your place as you go up Mason Road in Katy, and it's always fun to look at the sign because it's always politically incorrect and always a lot of fun to read. The company, you are no longer with Tactical Firearms, and is that really the crux of this whole issue?
Yeah, that's where it started. So my 30% business partner, Stephen Co. Wilson, intentionally bankrupted the company. I posted the transcripts from the court where he admitted that, and so I was forced out. Then, after I was given no monetary compensation for the company, due to the bankruptcy laws, the judge isn't there to say who's right or who's wrong. It's put into Chapter 11, which is a restructure of debt. Someone has to come forward and say, how are we going to get us out of the Chapter 11? Because the other alternative is to go into Chapter 7, which nobody wants. So he had a plan where he had $8 million or $7.5 million cash. I only had one investor for $6 million, which wasn't enough to pay off the $7.1 million in debt. So his plan won. He holds the gold, makes the rules. It doesn't matter that he intentionally did this. It is what it is, and it wasn't the judge's fiduciary duty to say who's right or wrong or unjust. It's just to make sure the creditors are paid.
I'm not trying to soft sell that at all. But why are you getting arrested? I mean, was it because that you wouldn't turn over the password to the Tactical Firearms Facebook page? Was that the reason?
Well, after the last hearing, when they said the company was no longer mine, I was told that I did not have to come back to any hearings because I was no longer part of the company. Yesterday morning, I get pulled over by 10 Fort Bend County Sheriff's units and 2 federal marshal undercover cars at gunpoint. Was removed very forcefully.
Why at gunpoint? Because they know that you own lots of firearms, and they assume that you are armed and dangerous?
I was told after the fact that they were told that I was very armed and dangerous because I've been law enforcement in the military my entire life, and I am always armed. They didn't know what the outcome was going to be. I didn't receive a single phone call from the judge, from the marshal's office, from anybody. I had no idea this. I was completely blindsided. And so if they just would have called me, I would have said, hey, dude, I'll go talk to the judge. But instead, I was kept in shackles and handcuffs with the chain around my waist all day long in a little 4x4 interview cell because I wasn't criminally arrested. They couldn't process me and put me in jail. They were just holding me with, 4 pieces of bread, 2 pieces of bologna, and a bottle of water. No bathroom, no nothing for
this in Fort Bend County, or was this at the federal building?
It was at the federal courthouse upstairs, and it was because the judge had ordered, which I was not privy to release my personal username and password to Tactical Firearms. If I was able to explain to them that this was my personal account, none of this would have happened. So last night at 11:30, when I got to see the judge, I was able to show him that this is my personal Facebook account and not a company asset. And so they argued the fact that one of my sub-accounts that was named Tactical Firearms was used for business. And I said, no. 90 to 95% of my posts are my personal rants, my personal thoughts. I might have 14 or so in the past 4.5, 5 years of business that I said, hey, come to the store. The only reason that I had that sub-page underneath my personal page is because you can only have 5,000 friends on Facebook. And so this allowed me to reach out to many more people.
All right, so what is the status at this point? So you were released. Did you have to post bail, or?
No. Whenever I saw the judge and argued my fact, he agreed that it was not a clear-cut, this is yours or this is mine, so he has ordered a neutral third-party company to come in and review the post to decide, is it personal or is it business? And so they're going to go through post by post by post and basically do a tally from what I understand. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that my Twitter and all my Facebook pages are personal, so in the end, they will give it to me. I did make myself very clear that they will not be allowed by me to make posts acting like me, since it is my personal page. And so if it's ruled against me, and they try to force me to give them the username and password, I said I'll go to jail for the rest of my life, because I believe in all of our constitutional rights, and this is a violation of my First Amendment, trying to silence me because I am coming out with the truth and the facts, and they don't like it because it's hurting their current business. I've never slandered them. There's no libel. I just put the facts out there and put the pictures of the transcripts from court, and my followers can do and say as they wish.
All right, do me a favor. I got to take a break here. Can you hang on? Because I got a couple other questions.
Sure.
I'd love to ask you, and I know you're probably. Are you pressed for time, or you have some time?
No, for you, I'll give you as much time as you need, Matt.
You're a good man, Jeremy. All right, Jeremy Alsey joining us. We will come back in just a second. Jerry, don't hang up. You're probably not going to hear anything on hold, but don't hang up. I'm going to put you on hold here. We'll come back. I got a couple of questions. So you can be held for hours by a judge in a bankruptcy case, in a contempt charge, without seeing a judge, in shackles. That's interesting. We'll talk about that coming up. Glad you're with us. We're talking with Jeremy Alsey. He's the former owner of Tactical Firearms. Have you spent any time at all listening to this show or watching the news really anywhere? Tactical Firearms is a place that has always been a place where you could go and have a spirited discussion about your Second Amendment rights. Jeremy has just been released from, I guess you would call it a holding cell. Feds arrested him yesterday and held him for hours, according to him, while they were trying to figure out who actually owned the Facebook page that Tactical Firearms had. The company right now is under bankruptcy proceedings. He is no longer with the company. And he joins us right now. And look, one of the things I like about you, and I've always said this, whether people are for you or against you, Jeremy, whether they believe you or don't believe you, you always come on the show. I never have any trouble getting you on, unlike Congressman Kevin Brady. And you come here and you answer my questions, and I appreciate that. So, kudos to you for doing that. But look, there has been allegations made during these bankruptcy proceedings that you were trying to take the company out, that you were funneling money away from the company and spending it on things, luxury items for you and your wife. Some people think that maybe you're getting back what you deserve.
Right. And what I have to say about that is we went to court over that last December, and the judge ruled my favor. He gave me control of the company. All those were false allegations. They were all proven in a district court in front of a district judge. And so from that point, when he realized that, well, that's not going to work, well, then he went for this attempt. This is the third hostile attempt to take over the company, and unfortunately he prevailed. Not because of law or what's right, just because of money is what it came down to. He's got more money than I do.
So we look at the way that you've described this arrest. How many agents involved? Federal agents and Fort Bend County sheriff's deputies.
I believe it was about 14 sheriff's deputies and 10 units, and then 2 federal marshals. And I was definitely pulled over at gunpoint, surrounded. It was insane. Usually I'm on the other side of the coin, and to have that done, I was calm, but it just freaked me out. It came out of nowhere. I do have to say that the federal marshals were very kind when they realized what was going on and who I was. They were very courteous. They called, friends and family on their own accord just to let them know that I was safe and where my kids were, because I have custody of my kids. And they called my ex-wife and said, hey, can you get the kids? So they were very professional and courteous, so I'd like to thank them. It was just they were doing what they were told. The judge said, hey, you didn't follow my orders. And my complaint was, hey, I wish you would have told me what the orders were, because I could have argued this a long time ago and saved a lot of resources and man hours and a lot of heartache and headache and, painful time wasting. I was in custody for 14 hours.
So you didn't know. So what you're telling me is that you didn't know that they were looking for this password to this Facebook page. That you didn't. It just seems to me that before we're sending out assets to pull over a guy and take him down at gunpoint, that the guy has been told that there's been some kind of a warrant or subpoena or something that that you're supposed to be turning this over, and you just haven't done it.